What's up, guys? The Snowman here, back with another soccer football informational video. It's my FIFA Women's World Cup explained. We'll go over everything relating to the Women's World Cup, so how many teams compete, how they qualify, what the schedule is like, the format, all the basics of the Women's World Cup. Let's start with a general definition. The Women's World Cup is an international soccer or association football competition contested by the senior women's national teams of its governing body, FIFA. So the best football countries get together every 4 years and face off to see who's the best in the world. The FIFA Women's World Cup was first played back in 1991, so not as much history as the Men's World Cup, which debuted in 1930, but it's definitely experienced amazing growth and has proven to be more popular with each passing cycle. In terms of the host nation, that's decided by FIFA for each World Cup. As of 2023, 6 different countries have hosted the Women's World Cup, including twice by the US and China. The 2023 edition will mark the first time we have joint hosts at a World Cup, with Australia and New Zealand partnering as the hosts. As far as the number of teams that compete, that's changed from World Cup to World Cup. The first event in 1991 was contested by a mere 12 teams. Then it jumped to 16. We had 24 teams in 2015 and 2019. But as of 2023, the Women's World Cup features 32 different footballing nations, the same number that the Men's World Cup has had for quite some time. Moving on to qualification, how do we arrive at those 32 teams for the final World Cup tournament? Well, basically, during the 2 to 3 years preceding the World Cup, each continental region holds its own qualifying process to determine the best and worthiest teams. If you're one of the best from your continent, then you get to play at the World Cup. FIFA allocates a certain number of qualifying bids to each region based on how big it is and how high the quality of soccer is. So if you look at our map here, North America or CONCACAF, they receive 4 qualifying slots. The best 4 teams from CONCACAF in the 2 years leading up to the World Cup will qualify for the main event. Likewise, South America or CONMEBOL has 3 qualifying slots. Europe or UEFA is the continent with the most World Cup bids thanks to its large number of teams and high quality of talent. 11 slots for UEFA. Africa receives 4 of the 32 qualifying bids. We have Asia amassing 6 slots, the second most of any continent, and Oceania with 1. That equates to 29 of the 32 teams. We also have 3 slots that go to intercontinental playoff winners, so those are essentially 3 at-large bids. If you didn't qualify directly through your region, you can still get in through the playoff tournament. Also, please note, whichever continent the host nation is from, they qualify automatically for the World Cup, so because of that, their region receives 1 less bid for that cycle. For example, if Brazil were to host the 2027 World Cup, they would qualify automatically, and then the rest of South America would have 2 qualifying slots instead of 3. For the schedule, the Women's World Cup always takes place during the summertime, typically in June, July, or August. That's how it's always been. It tends to work a little bit nicer in the summer since most of the top club leagues have their annual seasons from August to May and are off during the summer. Of course, some leagues like the NWSL in the United States still play over the summer, so if those players make their nation's World Cup roster, they'll have to miss a few weeks of the season. As we mentioned before, the World Cup occurs every 4 years, and it's a month-long event broken up into a group stage and a knockout stage, about 2 weeks for group play and then 2 weeks for the knockout round. Let's talk about the group stage now and the format of the Women's World Cup. This is an example of the groups in 2023. The 32 teams are split up into 8 groups of 4 teams each. During the group stage, each country plays the other teams in its group for a total of 3 games. Teams are awarded 3 points for a win, none for a loss, and 1 point for a draw after 90 minutes. So each nation guaranteed to play at least 3 games, but only the top 2 teams from each group will advance to the knockout stage. The group stage whittles our field down from 32 to 16. And then we play the knockout stage. This is how it shook out in 2019. 16 teams at the start. Each of our 8 group winners are paired up against one of the 8 group runners-up. From there, it's a single elimination battle until there's only 1 team left standing. Round of 16, quarterfinals, semifinals, 90-minute matches, but also extra time and penalties if necessary. Eventually, we work our way from 16 teams down to 8 to 4 to 2, and that's when we play one last game, one World Cup final to determine the best footballing nation on the globe. And a quick look at the all-time table, the United States defeating the Netherlands in that 2019 World Cup final. The U.S. has been the most successful country in World Cup history up to this point. 4 World Cup titles, and they finished in the top 4 at all 8 World Cups. Germany with an impressive 2 World Cup wins in the mid-2000s, and then Norway and Japan with 1 title each. 7 other countries with top 4 finishes. I'm super excited to see who we add to this list in 2023 and beyond. Thanks a lot for watching my FIFA Women's World Cup Explained video. If you still have any questions, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media, please, for more soccer, football, content, and informational videos. New videos each week, so stay tuned. Cheers.